Hey guys, so I told you all that I would come back and give you a little bit of an update on how it's been going, if I've experienced any side effects from my new seizure medication. So if you guys didn't watch the previous video that I made, I am taking Keppra, which is 1500 milligrams twice a day. So the total daily dosage being 3,000, which my neurologist told me was the maximum that he is allowed to prescribe to patients. And I was still having breakthrough seizures, so he decided to add an additional seizure medication on top of the Keppra. So I am now taking Vimpat or Lacosamide, Vimpat or Lacosamide, and I'm taking 100 milligrams twice a day of that. So I've been taking that one when I take my Keppra, just to make sure that it's easier for me to remember to take it, because I have had to set alarms on my phone to remind me to take my medication, because I've been so forgetful to take medications, and that is what led me to be paralyzed on my right side and end up in the hospital for almost a month after having multiple seizures because I missed a couple of doses of my Keppra back in October of 2024. So I just want to talk about the side effects that I have been experiencing. So there has been a little bit of confusion. And by confusion, like I've asked my fiance the same question a couple of times, or where I would take my shower and then forget that I literally just took a shower. And so I would ask him, because he has to help me do certain things when it comes to my shower. I'm not independent. I am wheelchair dependent currently. Um, and so I would ask him if it's okay to take my shower now, do we have time, things like that, after I literally just got out of the shower. So that has been a little bit concerning. The only other major side effect that I've had from this medication is extreme tiredness or fatigue, because this is concerning for a number of reasons. And mostly because I literally this week just started physical therapy treatments. And so I have been practically exhausted going into both physical therapy, and I'm still doing occupational therapy. So that you're adding on extra time of therapy treatments. So now instead of just 45 minutes when I go to the rehab center, now I'm having to do two 45-minute sessions, one with PT and one with OT. And so for me to be exhausted before I even get to the rehab center to do these treatments is something that I don't like. It's usually when I take my morning dose, I will be exhausted. There's been times where I have fallen asleep in my wheelchair, and I don't like that. And usually it does help me sleep a little bit better at night. So I don't mind that when I take my nighttime dose. But it's when I'm taking my daytime dose, then I get really tired throughout the rest of the day. And part of that might not be just that medication, but I am also on other medications that cause drowsiness and dizziness and things like that. So it could also be a mixture of all of these medications together, because I take Keppra, I take the Lacosamide or Vimpat, I also take Prozac, and I take Buspar. So all of those kind of have a potential side effect for drowsiness and dizziness. So it could just be the culmination of all of them together. But those are really the only side effects that I've had so far from the Vimpat or Lacosamide, which I'm happy about that. I have not had any seizures since starting this medication. I've been taking it for almost a week now, and I'm very glad that so far it has been controlling my seizures. I just picked up more doses of the Keppra yesterday, so I got 3 bottles of it yesterday, and I was on my last bottle, so I tend to get a little bit nervous or worried when I get to the last bottle of my Keppra, just because it's so expensive. For a month's worth of the Keppra without insurance, it's $450 from Walmart, which is a lot better than the pharmacy that I used to get my Keppra from, because the pharmacy I used to get it from would charge me like $1,300 because I take the liquid Keppra. Because if you've ever taken Keppra before, you know that those pills are humongous. They're like horse pills. They're very hard for me to swallow ever since I had weight loss surgery. And so I take the liquid Keppra, which is disgusting. It's bitter, but whatever. I'm able to take my other pills just fine. It's when they're huge that I can't swallow them for whatever reason since weight loss surgery. So I do have like 3.5 bottles of the Keppra, the liquid Keppra now, so that definitely makes me feel a little bit more comfortable at least. But yeah, so I see the neurologist again. Sorry, I'm looking at my calendar, not this coming up week, but the week after. So I want to kind of ask him about potentially dropping the Keppra. We shall see if he's okay with that. But, if he's not, because I don't want to just go off of it completely, like stop it completely right away. I want to see if we can taper it down and then get off of it, because the eye specialist thought that my peripheral vision issues might have been caused by the Keppra or a visual processing disorder. So we have to talk about those things with my neurologist when we go in. And it's just a lot going on. So I want to see if we can get off of the Keppra, either slowly or, change medications, whatever the case may be. The only thing that I don't like about that is when I've changed medications in the past, that means that I end up having more seizures. So it's definitely something to be concerned about. But I just wanted to give you guys that little update on seizure medications, the new one being Lacosamide or Vimpat, and the side effects that I have experienced thus far. So thankfully, nothing super bad. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you guys that information. And yeah, that is it for today's video. If you guys have any questions or would like more information on my journey with epilepsy, because I do have a seizure disorder. I've had it since 2005, so I've had it for 20 years now, because as I'm filming this, it is January 2025. I know I'm behind in uploading. I apologize. I'm doing my best to get caught up, but yes. Anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys in my next one.